Hey, what's up? This is Rob with Closer Certification, and this is day 2, my full second day of life insurance. I told you guys we're getting in here, um, and we joined FFL, and here's where we've gone wrong so far. I probably spent 3K in 2 days. There's something called, there's a lot of different lead sources out there. I bought live transfer leads from one company for $77. I bought regular leads, they're non-shared premium, non-live transfer for $44. I bought $1,500 worth of those. And what I would recommend is getting a lot more at bats and not necessarily spending so much early on. I would spend them on aged, final expense, 45 days maybe. Try to get some because there's some coming in that I have right now that I haven't been able to close yet. And I would say that's like one of the big takeaways right now so far. The other one is this CRM. This is an amazing CRM. It's called Agent CRM. Now, nobody in my I'll show you my Facebook page so you guys can see it. So I'm doing final expense and I'm building a brand. So I'm calling this Covered and Remembered because final expense, it's an emotional connection. And because of that, you're covered. And if it's towards the end of your life, you're always going to be remembered too. I got the landing pages, logos. I'm building out a lot of my own funnel. Here is the website. And this is through the CRM. So covered and remember, there's a lot of different abilities here. It shows my information, my MPN. This is one day in the business. A lot of people that are 1 year or 6 months in the business don't even have this kind of stuff, but I think it's really important too. So you guys can check that out, covered and remember.life because it's life insurance. I think .com. There's a lot of different ones, but I thought .life would be good. I'm starting to build out all the integrations now. This is a landing page where you can click learn more and like this request info. So there's different versions of it, but that would allow them to come in and be inside of my CRM. So I also have I'm going to go through that CRM a little bit. This is let's pull this up. This is a lot of, so I ended up going with them, Agent CRM. This is their Facebook page, and it's AI integrated, which is a lot of our focus. Like I told you guys, AI, AI integrated types of. So if I go to Agent CRM, you can read about them a little bit. They have a Facebook group. They've been around since 2020. And they also are a go high level white labeled, which means they're very, very, very strong tech stack compared to other ones. You can go through all of their different copy and stuff like that, but I made a list that's aggregated a little bit. For CRM and pipeline tools, they have sales pipelines or unlimited contact and smart lists and tagging. That's going to break it out by how you segment your leads. So if I try to contact somebody, they haven't been reached yet, you want those to be tagged out instead of by color, kind of by status. That's a lead segmentation. So if I have 100 leads, I've met with some I'm trying to contact, some are new. That's lead segmentation and filtering. That allows you to do it. There's mass email and texting, three-way calling and hot transfers, and action-based automations. In terms of automation and marketing, there's pre-built branding bundles. So the owner of the company is called branding, and that's for life, final expense, Medicare. I'm in final expense. That's what I decided to do. AI-powered workflows, which means there's just a lot of AI integrations. I'm still getting into it, a lot of it. There's SMS and email sequences that are already preloaded that are very common for life insurance because it's such a mature industry. We decided to pick the largest pillar that's black and white and easy to work on. So that's one of the big ones. Done for you funnels. This is a funnel right here. This is a funnel that I installed in 5 minutes. And then I'm going through some of the training videos and stuff like that. But that's why I was able to install this skin pretty quickly. That's one of the big ones. They have done for you funnels. You have ringless voicemail drop. So if you want to not call someone and just have them, if you want to try to create inbound type traffic, that's a ringless voicemail drop. A lot of their marketing is also focused on iOS 26, bypasses, click to send SOAs and forms, lead follow-up automations. In terms of calling, we already talked a little bit about that, but just lead follow-ups, automated drips. That's been in the industry for a long time. There's a power dialer. I don't think there's multiple lines. It may be one. That might be an upgrade. There's voice AI, two types. One's a voice AI agent. If someone calls and it picks up, it will try to get them to book an appointment. That's an inbound type related that. So the entire part of their funnel is to book a call with you as an insurance agent to go over their options and sell them. So as you bring more leads in, that's a big part of it. And I booked an onboard calling today, just an amazing. I spent an hour with them going through everything, and I'm just definitely going to be moving forward. They have smart call drips, which are mobile view, iOS and Android dialing tools if you want to do it from your app. I do a lot of desktop because it's a lot easier. There's also a schedule bot and booking calendar. So that's if someone calls in and wants to book an appointment, that's the AI agent plus a scheduling bot and a booking calendar. I'm working on the booking calendar right now. They have an amazing video training skill set that's like in 12 hours or less, you can launch your entire funnel on your own. This is a $97 CRM. Something like this used to cost $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month when I was in real estate 6 or 8 years ago. Automated appointment reminders to them, Zoom and calendar integrations. That's all in the appointment setting, which is great. The booking calendar, it's already right there. It's already integrated within it. It also sequences with Google. So I've used Google Cal and sync it to your phone because I'm always on my phone and I'm always checking on it. There's a guy that's in that says he never lives with a calendar. I disagree with that mindset. I think it's good to have that and push the amount of appointments that you have up. So the whole point here is to build and automate a funnel and an appointment setting machine. That's all that and it's also inbound, right? So you're spending money on ads and things like that. In terms of e-signature, they have e-signature capabilities, form builders, and integrations. I'm not so set. I don't know if I would use all this for what we're doing, but in terms of funnels, unlimited funnels, Linktree style funnel pages, video hosting for funnel pages if you want to, depending on if that's your thing or not. So if you're building a recruiting funnel or other types of them, you can integrate it, have them book a calendar and sync it up. Maybe both funnels sync to the same calendar, which means you can talk to agents, plus you can talk to leads. And if you're doing both, you can automate a lot of that and have a synced up calendar as well. And built-in templates for that as well. The templates are great for the funnels. There's probably 4 or 5. They have a lot of different verticals and they have a lot there. This is a very robust system. I talked to the head of sales today. In terms of AI, they have the Agent AI, which we just talked about, AI powered social content scheduler, reputation and review automation, and holiday and trigger based campaigns. I don't know if that would be necessarily applied for life insurance, but we'll see. For outreach and marketing, this is a big one. This is what's going to book your calendar, text in campaigns. So if they text or something like that, there's a lot of integrations too with AI, voice bots. I have my voice trained on 11 Labs, which means that I can use my voice for outbound dialing, which they're just launching. They only have 10 people on it nationally. And I'm probably going to be one of the first. So they have referral and cross-sell flows. I think when, a lot of people we talk to have insurance policies. So if they want to take a good look or if there might be like an outbound based on that. So there's a lot of cross-selling. That's more of an advanced feature, I think, once you get your funnel set up. Newsletter marketing, if you want to build that out, and pre-loaded Spanish campaigns for some of these. I'm not targeting a lot of Spanish. I speak Spanish, but it's just not something that I'm like, I want to speak at a professional level or target. So in terms of reporting, conversion tracking, and analytics, spam testing and troubleshooting, and live dashboard views, I haven't got into that so much. I'm focusing on a lot of the automations and follow-up drips and dialing. That'll be my first week. There's not daily, there's 3 times a week live Zoom coaching calls on Pacific time, which I plan to join for a lot of those. And again, it's a point of diminishing returns. Once you get everything set up and all your calendars are set up and everything, and you're running ads and all your ad funnels are built out, you're in pretty good shape, you know. Setup packages available. That's amazing. So if you come in and you have a little bit of money, 500 bucks, 1,000 bucks, 2,000 bucks, they have different levels of it. They have an amazing 4 or 5 different types of chat support. They have phone support, email support, live chats. They have 10-minute book calls plus additional ones. Just amazing, amazing support. There's also a Facebook group that they're pretty integrated with. And then in terms of the integrations, Facebook and Instagram ads integration, TikTok and LinkedIn, Zapier, webhooks, and Google Business Profile syncs, including automated like reviews if you want to do that. In terms of the summary, it's not a CRM. It's just insane. The fact that it's Go High Level, a white labeled Go High Level specifically for life insurance, I could not stress how mature this industry is and this CRM is. There's AI powered workflows, voice AI and dialers, e-sign, pre-bill compliance. It's a white labeled insurance optimized and specialized Go High Level built out for you for $97 a month. If you're broke, you got to come into this industry with some money. I would recommend like this is one of the verticals that we're training on, and you can watch the videos and break it all up, or you can get coached on and launched like this. My whole thing is to show how automated you can make this, and this is part of that AI funnel. This is one of the tracks that we're running from the Discord. So I did buy it. Don't make my mistakes. I probably spent $800 I didn't have to so far. And including lead qualities. I would, you got to find the right lead vendor. I think it's good to talk to some of those people too, but make sure the people you're around are high producers and making 20 to 50K. And mine, I'm shadowing under a guy that's making 50K and a couple other guys that are making about 30 to 40K a month minimum, which means, and my goal is 10,000 a week. So if you're setting that, a lot of the people, their goal is 10,000 a week. I said that my goal was to make 5K a week, but the people that I'm with, I'm setting up my funnel to try to make 10,000 a week, which means my leads, any lead spend comes back within a week or two, which is great. So typically you want to spend money on leads, go through and work them all, and then try to get it back, which is what I'm doing right now. I've spent about 2K on leads. I'll probably get, I don't know, 3K back. I'll reinvest that within 2 weeks back into some of those lower level age leads that are $7, $8, $15, somewhere in there. And I'll also reinvest some into, they have a $500 launch plan, which includes Facebook advertising. So if you go over here to my Facebook page, we'll start running funnels and things like that. And we'll have ads and things. This is just like my first day launching everything, but I'm doing this. Plus I'm also building out the Discord and working on it. So there's a lot of upfront work. It's a new industry for me. Like I said, still, here's our Discord guys. We have, we built out this FFL placements, Carson's who I came under, and I'll probably build this out as well. But if you haven't joined the Discord, that's what I recommend. Him and his brother are both great insurance agents. You can reach out to me as well if you're interested in joining under FFL. I think when the guys that brought me in were not quite at that level in funnel design. And I'm really, really leading in terms of tech and integrations. A lot of people are focused on like hustling and getting it done. Because I'm so mature in the sales industry, I feel a lot more comfortable spending that money to get it back and taking a lot more risk because it's what I'm used to. So overall, that is my first 36 hours in the business. I made it generated, all these guys have Gmail accounts. I'm getting ready to set up like Rob at coveredinremembered.life. This is ability to, you can click straight through and visit it, right? So, and this is a funnel that they built and it's just meant to convert. So it's all integrated back into the CRM side of things. So once I start getting a little bit of traction, I'll show you guys the back end once I have it all set up. But that is my first 2 days. I'm barely even close to getting approved on my carriers, and I'm like pretty close to selling one or two policies, and I can't even get them underwritten yet. So, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily recommend trying to sell policies and buy so many leads right away. But if you have plenty of money, then take the risk. That's what I did. I can't say not to, but this links back to the Facebook page. So these link to each other. Plus I have a LinkedIn. If people want to check me out on LinkedIn, that comes to it. AI sales systems architect talks about enterprise funnels, multimodal voice, video AI, and digital closing infrastructure. That's a lot of the types of integrations that we have. So I'll end up putting this probably on here at some point or my course, but right now this is more set up for that kind of stuff. I haven't even barely been on my LinkedIn lately or anything else because I've been so focused on setting up closer certification, the Discord, as well as this new final expense landing page funnel. And so again, I picked a brand. It's amazing to have a brand from day one. If someone came on and came onto the covered and remembered page, right? Like, and they wanted to be underneath that, it's a brand that's meant for people to be able to trust to it. So I think that's a big part of it. I got my NPM back. I joined under one. So guys, I made a ton of mistakes. I had 3 different groups, even within FFL, that I was looking at. The guys that brought me in weren't so high level like these guys are. And then I went to the high level and I kind of followed my gut. A lot of guys these guys are 22, 25, they're all in their 20s making 20 to 30 to 40K. They're in Austin, Texas. They're in Dallas, Texas. They're in a lot of places. I'm trying to build up the Miami group. There's not a lot of people down here yet, but that's where I'm located. So if any of those things you identify with, please reach out. I'd be happy to chat. Thank you so much. I'm excited to get this stuff launched. And again, my goal is to make 10,000 a week. I'm with a bunch of guys that are making that. I was making 20 to 30K in home building before I got into this. That came to a grinding halt because of the way that we were building things out. So my focus was to build digital based sales funnels or things like that. I got away from, this is a 100% remote industry. I do calls on my balcony in Miami, and that's everything. So I think the groups that I'm in, FFL, there's guys on Zoom calls all day long. I'm in the Zooms all day, and there's multiple breakout groups. They have live trainings every week. There's just an incredible amount of resources available within the all-star life insurance agency group that I've kind of associated with. And then there's a bunch of individual breakout groups, but it's very collaborative and everybody's trying to help each other out. So I think if you're trying to break 20,000 a month, life insurance is going to be one of the best verticals besides launching one of your own. And that's because you're making it's very tough to find an offer in high ticket that's going to give you $500 to $1,000 per closed opportunity, and life insurance does that. So just my opinion. So if you guys are seeing this, please reach out, please join the Discord, and I will be updating my videos every few days on how this goes. Remember, my goal is to get up to 5,000 a week to build a funnel that makes 5K a week within 90 days. My goal is to close 6 figures in my first 6 months. Okay. And that means that if I make 10,000 a week, every week from now until the end of the year, that would be, I don't know, let's say that my funnel's up and ready by September 1st. That is 5 full months. That means that I would have 20 weeks at 10K is $200,000, which would be pretty good. A lot of the guys, it took them a long time to do that. So I think looking at this like a weekly iteration and how do I reinvest? How do I get to the top? What are the top guys doing? How do I get that? There's girls right now making 15,000 a week, 10 to 15,000 a week, and they're spending 1,200 a week on ads. So if you're not quite there, then you got to hustle for your first ad money, close your first couple policies, get some good training, and get started. There's a guy right here in Miami that I'm coaching up. I told him to come to this agency. He's going to another one. He's going to test it out for 2 weeks. I don't think he's going to like it. And I think he's going to come over here and work with us. And that's the whole point, to build out this big team down here in Miami to make a lot of money. That guy was on a couple of my calls and stuff. So I'm really excited for this industry, for this launch, for what's possible, and to launch this vertical within closer certification. So if you don't have a lot of money, and I would definitely encourage you to get, even you need $500-600 to get that. If that's cost prohibitive, join the Discord. We're going to be doing some scholarships. Carson and I and some other guys as we start getting started. If you're in our cities, we're going to think about that. And that's the main point, that we really want to focus on people that are located here in Miami, Florida. It's where I am. He's in South Carolina or North Carolina. And those are the places where there's big teams. If you're in Texas, we got some big teams, and I can ask around. So if you're in a city and you're looking for a mentor, please reach out as well within FFL. I'd be happy to reach out to the network that I have to see if we can find some opportunities for you as well.